edges.
I feel like some of you ladies who do the edges and shit, before I say what I say, I want to just say that this is no hate. I'm not trying to hate on you or tease you in any way. This is just my opinion, and you don't even have to take it seriously. I'm just some random fucking Asian bitch. But anyways, I feel like some of you ladies, not all, just a small population, you know, just a little handful. When you do your edges, it's like a bit too low, like it's touching your eyebrows. It almost feels like you have a second eyebrow. I'm just teasing. In some cases, it just looks like your forehead is bigger because it's so low. It's just a bit too schlong, right? It's just a little bit too schlong. Maybe if it was shorter, you know, you get a good balance between your eyebrow and the edges. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, if you're happy with the way your edges look, then good on you. All right, be a proud mama. I just thought that I might let you know if it's a bit too schlong, it just makes you look a little bit funny.
Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share the video. You can support uncensored conversations via Cash App or buying your girl a coffee. Hey y'all, I just wanted to pop in here and talk very briefly about this whole concept of laying your edges. Now, I grew up blackity black. I remember being in middle school, getting that little bit of gel and laying down my baby hairs, you know, with a nice little swoop. And I've always thought that that was a really cute look, especially when you have your hair natural. If you have a beautiful afro and you just swoop the edges, I think that looks so cute. It's very peak. I've been laying my baby hairs since I was in middle school, and I love the look. I think it's very cute. However, just like everything else, it's become extremely exaggerated in the past like 5 years. I've been asking myself this question: when exactly did laying your edges become an entire bayang on your forehead? I'm looking at these videos of these women and they have their wigs, because oftentimes it's with a wig, and they've cut the wig so that they can lay the edges of the wig. It's damn near touching their eyebrow. Baby hairs are supposed to be like the little tiny hairs that don't quite grow very long, and you just swoop them so that they have something to do. They're cutting these thick sections of the wig and then swooping them. And the crazy part about it is, because it's a wig, it like lifts up. You can just see the shadow that's cast underneath the wig edge. It looks a damn mess. It looks absolutely insane. A lot of these broads are walking around with edge blindness, just like they have the blush blindness, guilty of that. They also have the edges or baby hair blindness.
I swear I can't be the only one, but I really can't stand this shit. Like, I don't like that shit. I never liked it. It looked stupid to me. It still looks stupid no matter how you frame it, how you design it, no matter how you slick it. That shit looks stupid as You know what I'm saying? Like, I just do not like this shit. I can't be the only one. Am I just too grown? My era, I don't know. I like my era better. I don't know what is going on with this shit, but they got everybody doing this shit. I'm talking about they got the grown ass adults doing this shit all the way down to the kids, bro.
It's not only that it's touching your eyebrow, but also it's crusty and it's lifted. And I think we've just lost the plot on what laying your edges was meant to be. Edges, they can enhance a hairstyle, but because it's been pushed to the extreme, it's distracting and it just looks unhygienic. It looks dirty. Whereas they used to be subtle, they used to be soft, they used to be complimentary. Now they're thick, dramatic, and taking over your entire hairline. See, good edges, they blend into the style. They frame your face. Whereas overdone edges, they compete with the hairstyle and they become the main focus of what everyone's looking at, and not for a good reason. So if your edges are the loudest part of your look, I'm gonna need you to understand something is off. And by something, I mean those damn edges. These edges even have this like painted on look. It almost looks like you took a Sharpie and just like drew the swoops onto your forehead. It's so distracting. This is why I keep saying that Black women are competing to look the ugliest, which is sad because I think in a general sense, Black women are so beautiful. We have such unique features. Our hair is unique, but it's like we're fighting. We're fighting nature to be ugly and then complaining about the outcome. And I can't for the life of me wrap my head around it. These edges, they just straight up don't look natural at all. And let's talk about the gel, okay? The edge control. Y'all be laying these edges, and then the next day you put more gel over it, more edge control. And then the next day, more edge control, more gel. to the point where it just builds up and it starts to flake and it just looks crusty and dusty. I'm gonna need y'all to start washing your hair. And if you're not gonna wash your entire head, but you do wanna swoop your edges, take a wet cloth with some hot water or you know, lukewarm, whatever you can stand, and at least wipe off, clean off the old edge control. Clean off the old gel before you lay more down, because that crusty, white, crunchy, sticky look, it's not cute. It just makes you look like you don't shower, like you don't wash your hair. The crazy part about it is folks are taking their edges so damn seriously. I believe there was a story coming out of Jamaica where the Jamaican schools had to ban doing your edges because the girls would spend hours of class time in the bathroom doing their edges. It can't be that serious, y'all. It can't be that serious. I remember being in middle school, and of course you worry about how you look and wanting others to approve of you. That's part of growing up and going through puberty. But my thing is this, once you did your hair before you left school, that was a wrap. Maybe one touch up during lunch hour. But outside of that, we weren't sitting in the bathroom redoing our hair. It's almost like a compulsive activity at this point. It's like they're going and doing the edges just for the sake of doing them, not so that they actually look good, but rather they just like the process of going through and swooping the edges and swooping the edges and swooping the edges. It's crazy. The fact that the school had to ban it just lets you know how big of a problem this is. You're supposed to go to school to get educated, and all you're doing is spending your time in the bathroom swooping your edges. When I tell you, if I was one of the mothers of those daughters doing that, I would be so livid. Like, sis, you can't read, but you're over here swooping your edges during literature? You can't read, you can't do basic math, but you're over here swooping your edge. Like, no, put the comb down and step away from the edge control. The fact that they had to ban it so that the girls could focus on their education, it just lets you know how serious this problem is. I think I have a theory for why Black women are obsessed with edges. You know, growing up, I would often see a lot of the little Black girls walking around and they just wouldn't have edges at all. Like, their edges would be on life support. And I think that the idea of Black women not having edges has created this desire to prove that Black women have edges. So there's a hyper fixation on swooping the edges, adding edges when they have the wigs, making sure that they cut out some edges, because a lot of Black women don't have edges. And so it's a sore spot for us. And I think that some women, some Black women, are taking these edges to the extreme to compensate for edges that they don't have, and then also the hair trauma of being told that Black women do not have edges. So I think that that's part of the reason why, but we have to also understand the reason why a lot of Black women don't have edges. It's because they didn't take care of the hair. It's not because Black women just can't have edges and we're just bald-headed hooligans. Like, no, it's because we don't take care of our hair. We abuse our hair from a very young age. Actually, let me rephrase that. Our mothers abuse our hair from a very young age because they never learned how to take care of their natural hair. So they end up putting all this tension on the hairline through these tight ass braids, or they put relaxers in our hair and they burn our scalp so that the hair doesn't grow. Because you gotta imagine, you're getting a relaxer put in your head, and you also have blackety Black parents that don't acknowledge when their child is in pain. So you could be burning to the high heavens, and you could be trying to tell your mom, hey, it's burning, it's burning, it's burning, it's burning. But a lot of Black mothers do not take into consideration their child's pain. It's burning your scalp, and she's like, no, we gotta let it sit for this long. We gotta let it sit for this long. And the next thing you know, you're wiping off your edges, your hair is falling out. We have a lot of trauma around our hair. I think this whole edges trend is to compensate for that, because a lot of us don't have edges and a lot of us have a sore spot with edges, so we overdo it to compensate for the whole conversation around Black women not having edges. But that's just my speculation. And to the white women out here begging Black women for permission, first of all, you don't need permission to do your edges.
Are these kind of edges okay to wear as a white person? And I don't want white people responding. If they're not, please let me know and I will completely take them out. I've tried to not do them too swirly, too like Black culture, because I don't want to be appropriating anything. My hair is a little bit curly and I feel like it looks messy without them. But if any of you find it offensive, please let me know and I won't ever wear it out.
Hey guys, I just wanted to address a video that I posted yesterday where I had my hair edges laid. This was a content collaboration where a makeup artist / hairstylist styled my hair as a form of art for content. Firstly, I just want to apologise to anyone I offended or upset by posting this video and having my hair like this. I just want to make it clear that I didn't really have an understanding of how offensive this was to some people.
The fact that y'all are getting on here begging black women for the permission to do your edges is just crazy to me. It gives white apologists, I'm trying to virtue signal. Just do your damn edges. If you want to swoop your edges, it is perfectly fine for you to do so. The same way, it's perfectly fine for these black women to come out here in bleach blonde wigs that don't mimic their natural texture. The same way y'all could swoop what you already have. Every woman has edges, okay? Every woman has what are called baby hairs. Those hairs that just don't grow that long. Every woman has them. You gotta do something with them. Black women don't own the swoop. I can't with that double standard. People borrow from other aesthetics freely, but then draw a hard line when it comes to people borrowing from their so-called aesthetics. We live in a globalized world, and we need to come to terms with that. People are sharing and swapping and mixing and mashing cultures left and right. That's how it's become, especially with the age of the internet. The same way we were, well, not me, I'm not on TikTok doing that in particular, but the same way Black, white, Asian, Latino, everyone was doing the Bebop challenge. Y'all remember that? Bebop, everybody was doing that. Okay, that's Filipino. We're the Filipinos, by and large, getting mad at black people for doing the challenge, getting mad at white people for doing the challenge. Yes, there were some, but it wasn't the majority. Everybody else was just like, hey, this is a cute little trend. We're all gonna enjoy it and move on with our lives. Let's just leave it at that. Why can't people just enjoy things? We don't have to make it this big thing. But see, when you have that double standard, then of course people are gonna point it out when you do it. So then it does become a big issue. Y'all wearing bleach blonde weaves that look like white women's hair. If you wanna gatekeep, but then you also wanna be all up in everybody else's gate, then obviously people are going to call your bluff. People are going to point it out because it's hypocritical. Overall, this whole trend with baby hairs and laying your edges, it's gone too far. It's become super exaggerated, just like the snuffleupagus, I don't even know if I'm saying snuffleupagus, the Patrick Minks. With those crazy ass eyelashes, that's out of control. The lip filler is out of control. It's like every single thing is so exaggerated. It's almost like you guys are preparing to be on a Broadway stage where people have to see you from miles away. So that's why you got to make it so exaggerated. But it's like, no, you're living in the real world. And at a certain point, it's just too much. It's way too extreme. We need to bring back the balance, okay? Bring back the balance. Less is more, okay? Have one focal point, make sure it's clean, and bring back actual style. Because edges, baby hairs, they can look super cute. And I'll have some examples here of women that I think are doing their damn thing. And it looks very beautiful. But then we also have this, which just objectively looks effing insane. If you have an entire bayang glued to your forehead, understand it's too much. But y'all, I am curious to hear you guys' thoughts down below. How do you feel about this whole situation? Do you agree with me where it's like, bruh, the bayang, oh my God, it's the bayang. Y'all done glued the bayang to the forehead and called it edges, and it's not? Or do you disagree with me where it's like, you're just a hater, Sandra? Why are you always hating and policing black women? You mean the way y'all police white women and their edges? Oh, okay. Noted. I am curious to hear you guys' thoughts down below. If you like the video, like the video. The more you interact with it, the more it gets pushed down to the algorithm. Also, hype the video if that function is available. If you're feeling a little extra generous, the link is in the description to buy your girl a coffee. Thank you guys so much, and I will see y'all with the next one. Deuces.